Hello and welcome back to the Just Okay podcast. I'm your host, Brittany Ledesma, and today, guess what? No guest, because I'm enough for you. Sorry, I got my Amazon. Yeah, I'm very much part of the problem. My Amazon Fresh branded sparkling grapefruit water, caffeine free, sodium free. Wow. So refreshing. This is a very last minute podcast. I don't even know if I'll have time to edit it so I can upload it, but yeah, I don't know. Happy after Thanksgiving. Today is Sunday. It's a Sunday after Thanksgiving. So this episode has to be posted by midnight. And that's my bad. I recorded another episode, but I thought I'd hold it off for like a week, maybe 2 weeks. It wasn't bad necessarily. I didn't enjoy filming it, not because of the guests. I just wasn't feeling it that day. And it was more like quantity of podcasts rather than quality. And I was like, you know what? Let's set that aside and let's do like a Thanksgiving one because I've wanted to do a Thanksgiving podcast. You're welcome. I'm just a little turkey. You know that. Gobble, gobble. I don't know. My Thanksgiving was good this year. I spent it with my Venezuelans / Puerto Ricans. I hope you guys spent it with your Venezuelans or Puerto Ricans and your families. Yeah, I spent it up in North Austin with my family, and it was lovely. I mean, it's the best food on earth. I mean, again, they're Venezuelan, Puerto Rican, so like, love it, and it was phenomenal. I ate a lot of turkey. I've lately heard that like some people say turkey is just a Thanksgiving food. I think turkey should be also required at Christmas. Some people are like, I don't like turkey. I don't give a fuck about what you think or what you like or what you don't like. I think there should always be a turkey on the table at Thanksgiving and Christmas. It's good. I mean, it's just good food. It's a lean protein. I'm all in on that. I don't know. I also just like I hate when people hate on a food for the holidays, like a holiday thing food like that. I don't know. I also think we should do turkeys more year round. Like we just slaughter them really like around Thanksgiving and Christmas, but like we should be slaughtering those all year for that lean protein, baby. I don't know. I really enjoyed the food I had. I didn't have any pie. That's probably my one complaint. I didn't have any pie. And that was a little bit of a bummer. You know, I feel like that's like a big part of the holidays is pie, and I didn't have any. I did have cookies. The cookies were good, but they're not pie. Like, I don't know. I could have made it. Like, if I really wanted pie that bad, I should have made pie myself. But I'm lazy, and I really love to just rely on others for that. Specifically when it comes to pie, because I'm never the one to bring pie, but generally there's always one hoe that brings a pie, and we love that hoe. Also, my glasses are so smudged. I wonder if you can see that on the screen. But I didn't have pie, but I still had good desserts. It just, wasn't the same. That's okay. I had some hot chocolate. I got really upset, though, because someone brought me hot chocolate without whipped cream, which is just warm chocolate milk. Yes, I know. All of it's juvenile to drink hot chocolate. I know hot chocolate is like a juvenile drink, but it is lovely. If you don't like hot chocolate, you don't have a soul. And there's those people who are like, oh, I don't like chocolate. You're just wrong. You're wrong. That's just a wrong take. Like, I had someone tell me they didn't like tacos, and I was like, oh, you're wrong. Like, that's like, to me, tacos and chocolate, if you don't like that, you're just incorrect. Like, that is your opinion. That is how you feel. That is not based in fact, if it is good or not. Tacos and chocolate are two arguably great food. Unarguably. I don't know what the word would be for that. I guess arguably. I don't know. But like, I was hanging out with a guy friend. Sorry, I had to clarify. I was hanging out with a guy friend, and he said he didn't like tacos. He's like, what? It's just like tortilla and meat. I was like, yeah, it's simple and delicious. It is an underrated food. And I mean, I feel like most people know how highly rated it is, though. But like, this guy was not giving it the credit. He was like, for like $4. I was like, I mean, I generally don't spend $4 on a taco, but if where you live it's $4, then pay $4. I mean, there's a reason the taco prices are so high. Everyone that makes tacos, all the little Mexicans have like a million kids they have to feed, and food prices have gone up. It's going to affect the tacos in this economy. It is crazy. That that is how I know the economy's tanking, is that taco prices are going up. And that's sad. I don't know. So Thanksgiving was good. I really just like relaxed with friends and family. I was thinking about what I'm thankful for this year, and I'm thankful for Waymo. And is that me being thankful for, I guess, big business, AI and robots and things that are taking our jobs? Yes. However, having a Waymo is delightful. I love taking Waymos. I hate the music situation. I know like the Waymos in LA are different than the Waymos in Austin. Austin specifically, you have to use Uber to get Waymos, but in LA, they have their own app, and they also let you play your own Spotify. Austin, we don't have that luxury. They're basically like on an iHeartRadio situation where I reach the max skips every single time I'm in a Waymo if I decide to listen to the music. Most times I have my headphones in, but I do have like this crippling fear one day I'm going to get in a Waymo and someone's going to be waiting in the trunk of the car. So every time I get in a Waymo, I like... That stays in. I did move my mic though, so I wonder if you can still hear me burp. But I do have a crippling fear someone will be waiting in the back of a Waymo for me. But it wouldn't be specifically for me. How would you know I ordered it, you know? I don't think I'm that special to be targeted in a Waymo, but you know, maybe one day. I'm just kidding. Please don't do that. That's not nice. I just don't think it's nice to stalk or attack someone. Maybe that's a hot take. I just don't think that's a cash money thing to do. But yeah, Thanksgiving was lovely. I went to the creek after. I did have tres leches there, which was phenomenal. Any chance I get to eat tres leches, I've never had a bad tres leches. You know, it is so funny. I once dated a guy in college who had no idea what tres leches was. Like he knew it translated to 3 milks, but he didn't realize it was a cake. And I was just like, how white are you? Because I feel like that's a commonly known cake. Maybe I just like grew up in Texas and it's different here. But yeah, I feel like tres leches, not me putting an acente on that. Ooh, ay caramba. I know. I think tres leches is just a good cake, and you know, it's just good taste. Yeah. But I did a bunch of spots this weekend. Those were fun. I did a roast battle on Friday with Captain, which was lovely. I won, obviously. I mean, Captain he did very well, but it was really last minute. I had a good time though. I love doing roast battles, and I hopefully will be doing more this next year. That's kind of like what I'm hoping, because I really miss doing them. Since I moved back to Austin, I've probably done the least amount of roasts in my life. Not in my life. Yeah, I've been roasting right out of the womb. But like since I like started doing roast battles, I did a lot, and then I moved home, and I wasn't getting booked for them, which is totally fine. I did a couple at Mothership, so I'm like, you know, I did those and super grateful to do those. They pay well. I love the art of roasting. I think it's very fun. It's like, yeah, I'm not just going to be mean. I'm going to be clever about it. That's really what roasts are. It's like, yeah, I'm going to be mean. I'm going to be a big fat cunt to you, but I'm going to be real smart about it. I'm going to think about it for weeks in advance. But it's fun. It's just like, it's a fun art form of comedy. It's something that I feel like is just, it's endearing. I like roasting my friends. I don't like roasting people I don't know, because people who... they get very personal, and you can tell. But if you're roasting a friend, it's always more of a fun vibe, and I feel like the crowd enjoys that more. Like if you're goofy or I don't know. But it is fun. It's fun saying mean things to people you love on stage. That's how I feel about it. But so that was this weekend. I had my show at Fallout Theater. I do that monthly. I'm not doing it in December. I have 2 dates for next year, though, scheduled. The next one's going to be January 31st at 10 p.m. in Austin, Texas at Fallout Theater. You should come out. But last night was like an okay crowd with 2 gay men that heckled me so hard I became homophobic. They heckled me so hard. I should have told them they made me homophobic, because it was quite literally miserable. I just feel like it was so rough. And it wasn't rough because of the heckling necessarily. It was like that was just this sprinkle on top of my night. So I had a guy from high school coming. I knew he was coming. I'm friends with him still. I got him tickets. But it's still like, he doesn't, when I have people I know that see me do comedy, it's always just like my back is going to hurt a little more. Like, because it feels like work. And then I had one of the two people there. So I had my best friend from growing up, her ex-boyfriend from college came, which he has a stupid name and he's Russian and he still identifies his sexuality as super straight, which I feel like if you need to specify that you're not just straight, you're super straight, you're probably as straight as a circle, like that's just one of those things, especially coming from a country like Russia. It feels like it's more of a projection of something. I'm not saying you're straight up gay. Yeah, you're super straight up gay. God, I should have said that. Not at the show, but instead of going on the tangent I was going on. But no, I feel like you're kind of just like projecting something. But maybe he's bi. I don't know. Hope the best for him. But then he had brought his friend who I had previously, they had tried to set me up with. And, we were cool. We went on a vacation together once. Didn't work out. And I kind of ghosted the guy. And haven't seen him in years. And both of them were together at my show. And then sitting right next to them were the gay hecklers. And the gay hecklers started out fine because I feel like most heckling is a result of like just ignorance. Like most people do it because they're trying to help. That's a lot of it. Is they think they're helping the show, or they think they're at home. It's like being at home where you can just yell at the TV, But that wasn't it with these guys. It felt malicious because it was more of there was a black guy and then there was a like lighter Hispanic guy. And the lighter Hispanic guy was the rude one who was just he would just say things and then I would try and like follow up and like integrate it to the show and just be nice about it because I don't think it's coming from a rude place. But he kept doing that. I would follow up and then he'd say, no, you should finish your set. And I was like, what is this? And he said that like 6 times. Finish your set. Yeah, you should go back to finishing your set, which is just so cunty. But then he would yell things out again. And it's like, it's just ruining the show experience for everyone involved. I ended up getting him kicked out because it was just so miserable. It was like, I can't do my job. This has been literally 8 of the 10 minutes I've been on stage has been this guy making it about himself. And then when I acknowledge him, he would act like I was crazy for acknowledging him. But it's weird to not at that point, But I ended up getting him kicked out, which getting people kicked out at shows is not fun. Because for me, I'm just like, I feel like I should have done a better job at taming in the situation. But it's also like one of those things. Sometimes that is the only thing you can do is to get them kicked out. Because once they're removed, the problem is gone. So that was a damper. That was just like the worst situation it could have been for that. Like it was just like a whole range of like emotions for me about like just, sometimes like doing an art as a career is one of those things where it's like, I know I am okay with where I'm at. I am happy about it. But I do feel like almost like I have to prove myself a little bit when I'm running into like someone from my past. And so it was a real bummer that it's like, oh, of course, it totally could have gone worse, but I did the best I could. But it does suck because I was like, I felt defeated. I felt comedian destroyed by heckler is how it felt. I got some good laughs off of it, and I don't know if I have a clip. I hate doing heckler clips because I feel like it just like perpetuates this like mentality that heckling helps. Because without them, what would we do? I don't know. All the material we've written and been working on. Like I've been doing comedy for 6.5 years. I want to do the jokes I've been writing for 6.5 years to figure this out. And so that was just a bummer, but it's okay. I mean, I was still happy with the turnout of the show. All the other comics said they had a good time, so that made me very happy. Dealing with hecklers is not fun because that's like Like, comedy is like my passion. So for the most part, when I'm on stage, it doesn't feel like work. But when it feels like work, you know it. My back starts to hurt. I feel sweaty. I'm like, God, it's humid in here. But it's fine. That happened. And then after I had a spot at Creek, which was a lot of fun. I love Creek. Creek is probably my favorite club to go up at in Austin. Um, I just enjoy how comfortable I feel on stage there. And maybe that's because I've done it a lot of times over the past like 5 years since it opened. But I really do think that that is such a special space that Rebecca and Carrie have curated. And I had a great time. I mean, I truly needed a palate cleanser. We were walking over from Fallout. Like I was walking over with my guy friends from Fallout all the way to Creek, which is probably like half a mile. Um, and the thing was, the guys got kicked out like right before I left to go to my other spot. And so I was so nervous I was going to see them on the street. Thank God it was just someone doing the fent fold. Also, the fent fold, the way that we call it, maybe I'm just the only person who calls it the fent fold, but I feel like people call the fentanyl fold the fent fold. It sounds like a fun dance. Yeah, we're going to do the fent fold tonight, you guys. I don't know. Maybe it's something they'll start doing at the two-step. They'll throw in the fent fold or like a breakdance move. That could be Reagan's next move, the fent fold. Reagan, throw back to that queen. Little Miss Kangaroo. I feel like breakdancing, though, is like, after seeing that, I was like, oh, not everyone can do it. Because breakdancing, like, there are people who are, like, incredible at it. But then I feel like the average person could probably breakdance. It's not going to be great, but, like, better than Reagan. And then Reagan does it. I was like, oh, I didn't know people like that bad exist. And sometimes you see that with comedy. But I don't know. I've watched a lot of Stranger Things. I've been sick this whole week. Like, I was sick all last week. I worked on Monday and then I got off work and I was like, I feel like death. And I slept from Monday essentially till Thursday. Like, Tuesday was my absolute worst day. I was in bed. I took 3 naps in one day and then I slept a full night's sleep. So I was fucking being run through by whatever I had. I think I had a cold or something, and then someone told me it's like a virus. I don't know what it's called, but everyone was shitting their brains out. And then I was like, oh my God, I thought I just thought it was my stomach problems this time. I was like, oh, turns out a virus made me shit my brains out. I was honestly kind of thankful for it because I got like the skinny before Thanksgiving because I had the virus. I almost wish I got the virus after Thanksgiving so then I could have shit everything out immediately and felt skinny after. But Thanksgiving, I ate so much. I laid on the floor for so long after I got home. After I ate a ton of cookies and tres leches, I got home and laid down. But I don't know. It's finally getting cold in Austin, which is enjoyable, but I have a moped. I have a moped and I love it so much, but this time of year it gets a little rough to drive on it. But then I remember the Uber Eats delivery men in New York City. Those kings, those immigrant kings on their bike and their moped, just driving through the city like insane people, driving on the sidewalks to deliver food to a young Latina that lives in Gramercy on the 5th floor of her walk up. And those are the people that make me keep driving my moped in this weather, because those are the real heroes of America. Those are the essential workers in the backbone of the gig economy. I don't know. While I was sick, well, not even while I was sick. I think more, I watched it Thanksgiving Wednesday when I was sick, and then I just finished it today. Stranger Things. Stranger Things. They have been going hard with collabs. There's a KFC collab with Stranger Things. I don't know if it was in Mexico or America, because I just saw someone else post about it. But I was like, I think the stranger thing is that we are literally bathing our chicken in chlorine when we buy it. Like, I didn't realize that you have to get like air chilled chicken instead of like the water chilled one, because they generally bathe it in chlorine, which is disgusting, I think. But they say I see things on TikTok where I'm like, yeah, that is gross. But I was like, chlorine, doesn't that clean pools? But I'm like, it probably shouldn't go in my mouth. But I've swallowed so much chlorine over the years. I mean, what's the difference of a chicken being dipped in it gonna make to me? The amount of chlorine I swallowed as a child in a public pool, probably also filled with pee and poop. Because let's be real, these kids are nasty. Suburban kids going to a public pool it's a level of disgusting that, you know what? I think the chicken got bathed in cleaner chlorine than I've swallowed in my life. But also, I've played chicken in a chlorine-filled pool, so what's the difference with dipping a chicken in one? That was bad. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I have sound effect buttons, but I don't know what they say because I'm not wearing headphones. But I would like to let you know I insert the womp womp emoji. Not emoji, sound right here 10 seconds ago mentally for you watching at home. For my viewer at home like you. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm giving you guys an update. I'm sorry this is like kind of a mid podcast. I'm just still kind of getting over being sick. I feel fine, but I'm like exhausted. I've been staying out late for comedy all weekend, which is like ideal, but it does leave me so exhausted. I stay up late and then I wake up early because that's like my internal clock will not let me sleep in. So I wake up early and I'm like, fuck. Cool. I got to get a nap in at some point or just be tired for the rest of the day and go to bed extremely early. What's a girl to do? What's a freaking girl to do, bruh? I don't know. I will say I'm kind of getting tired of this whole I'm just a girl as an excuse for things because I've had someone say something to me. I don't know. It just upset me. Like I'm not gonna even, I think it was my mom. She like you didn't use turn signals. She was like, I'm just a girl. What am I to do? I was like, is that gonna be your defense after you hit someone with your car that you didn't use turn signals? I'm just a girl. That could have been Casey Anthony's defense. She should have pled guilty and been like, yeah, I killed my kid, but I'm just a girl. Also, like, it is crazy that she hasn't even, like, owned up to killing her kid, considering she can't be tried again. And it's like, come on, girl, at least just spill the tea already. Like, tell us what you did. That's probably not, I was about to say this is my biggest gripe with Casey Anthony. No, biggest gripe, killed her kid. Then second, the fact she won't own up to it. Like, if you're going to kill your kid, and you already got away with it legally, just tell everyone you killed your fucking kid. Either way, I didn't like her on TikTok. I blocked her on TikTok. I'm really into a phase of blocking people on TikTok that I don't know and are bigger celebrities. I wouldn't count Casey Anthony as a celebrity, but she is a well-known figure per se, I guess is what she would be called. Like, yeah, I've started blocking celebrities. Like, I think I blocked Kourtney Kardashian. I'm not sure about that one. And it's nothing against her, really. I just don't want to give more money to the Kardashians. I don't want to give money to creators that I don't like and don't support. So I blocked Kourtney Kardashian. I just find her annoying. I don't know. But, like, that's, like, what I've been doing. That's my little retaliation against people. I think I blocked James Charles, Kourtney Kardashian. I forget if I blocked Casey Anthony, actually. I probably did, but if not, hey, Casey, I don't want to collab, but please just, you can come on my podcast if you tell me what happened. I don't know. I don't even want her on my podcast, you guys. You know whose podcast I actually do think Casey Anthony should do? Z-Ways. Oh my God, that would be incredible. Imagine Z-Way interviewing Casey Anthony. Because Casey Anthony is, this past year, I believe she said she was trying to like rebrand and like help the people who have been wrongly accused by the justice system. It's like, you weren't wrongly accused, girl. You murdered your baby. Which is one of the worst things you could ever do. There are like a handful of horrible things, truly horrible, gruesome things you could do in life. And that is fucking at top 3. I don't want to go around and place it, but like that's 1 or 2 or 3. I don't know which one, but it's up there. But I don't know. Yeah, I've been doom scrolling all weekend as well. I'm a big doom scroller, but I've also been crocheting. So crocheting helps me not doom scroll, but then I guess I like do the doom scrolling equivalent of crochet where I'm just doing that for hours and hours and hours and hours. It's nice, but I'm also like, is this a waste of time? I guess it's like technically more productive because there's like an end result of it, but doom scrolling, it is nice to just zone out and just scroll on my phone for hours. There is something simple about just having to not think and let something tell you what to think. Not saying you're not taking the views on of what's being told to you, but to just like enjoy watching things and be brain dead for a minute. Like that's nice. I don't know. Maybe I think too much and I need that. Yeah. I actually maybe I think too much. Some girl at an open mic in New York once. It was like a mixed mic. She was a poet. She went up after my set. She's like, sorry, I didn't like your jokes. Maybe I didn't get them. Maybe it's because I think too much. And I was like, kill yourself. I'm probably not like a sponsor a full podcast. I mean, obviously it's the Just Okay podcast. So again, expect a Just Okay podcast. But maybe I should not tell people to kill themselves on this podcast. Guys, but all I can do is learn to be better next time. You know what I'm saying? So next time I won't. But if I do, I'll do my best again and try again the next day. All you can do is get up and try again. But this has been the podcast. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so sorry this is kind of just like a low energy. I'm like not feeling my best. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed your Thanksgiving. I also forgot the other things I was going to say. I was telling you guys what I was grateful for. Fuck. Well, TBC, to be continued. Okay. Blessed holidays, and I will talk to you guys next week. Bye-bye.